we are now moving down to the next stage in our presentation. I would like now our three clients to come up to the stage for them to reflect. Lauren, Anne-Marie, and Catherine, please come to the stage. Do you guys need a chair or can stand for 10 minutes? Okay, so Catherine is coming in. So they're essentially going to reflect on three questions. First one is, what is the biggest reveal for them up from this project? And second question is, what's the major impact of the Big Reveal for their organization? And the third question is, with this FL data social science program, we came up with the process, we came up with the data-driven approach of solving the problem. How they're going to continue forward with that approach within their organization. Right? We start with Lauren answering those three questions, then Catherine and Anne-Marie.
Great. Hi, everyone. It's nice to be here tonight. So I work as the Homeless Management Information System Administrator. So as you can imagine, I see the data and I work with the data nearly every day that I'm at work. So for me, seeing the work that the students did wasn't necessarily that it gave me a big reveal. Really for me, what it did was highlight the work that we still have yet to do and the importance that our emergency shelter system serves in the overall homeless system, and how really getting to their needs and understanding the individuals that are coming into shelter and being able to identify the best resource for them as soon as possible gives us the opportunity to intervene and hopefully end that crisis situation for them much quicker than we would normally anticipate. Second question. Sorry. I got lost in my thought.
Impact of the finding.
The impact of the finding was, while we work with our community partners to really collect as much information as we can, as quickly and as soon as possible, we know that we have a lot of programs and a lot of shelters that aren't currently on the system, which makes it difficult for us to really grasp and wrap our hands around the total problem. So one of the biggest impacts for me will be taking this information back to our partners to really work with them on identifying what are the additional questions that we can ask. What's a way that we can work with you to ensure that we can get the information into the system and that we can really work to pool and identify the individuals who are frequenting all the shelters in a given month, to really work with them and get them assessed and connected to permanent housing as quickly as possible. So our next steps in doing that will be really looking at some of the questions that the team identified as those kind of dignity index questions and working them in a way that isn't going to be overburdening on staff in their existing positions, because it is a lot when you're working with clients and they are coming into shelter and their immediate crisis right now is, where are they going to sleep that night? It's hard for them to really conceptualize and look beyond that. But this assessment and doing this triage will allow us to really, as professionals, to really start targeting and flowing people to the appropriate resources as soon as we can.
So my name is Catherine Thomas, and I am the founder of Yoga for Change. We've been around for 3 years. So I think the interns found me hysterical because every time I went for like a review of the data, I was like, oh my gosh, it works. Whoa. So that was what's so great for me, is because me and my teachers, many of them are here, we just started this because we knew it worked. And because of the nonprofit center support on me, and of our organization, they said, you got to collect data. So we started collecting data, and we kind of made it up as we went along. And then we, with a partnership with Magnolia Project and with Gateway, we were started to correct blood pressure and heart rate. And I heard the slide when it did the cool illustration thing. We see that with our classes, and we see the impact we have on our students, and we give them hope. that it's going to be okay. So that's the initial take I took from the data. And the impact it has on the organization is it's really hard to, for me at least, to get donors to donate to yoga in prison. Like, what? Okay, so like, how did that go? But this allows us to show it works and that we're creating a decrease in stress and an increase in mood, and we're helping them with hypertension. So overall, we're really having a direct impact on communities that need it the most. So this is going to be a huge for next steps. That was the 3 questions, right? Okay, good. For next steps is we're going to take this information and make drastic change in the way that we approach donors. But more importantly, we have the data to back us up when we expand into other locations and across the state and the country, because we have the factual data that says it works. And it's not just Catherine Thomas saying, or Elizabeth Henrich is saying, or Chelsea Belfer saying, it's the data. And it's a lot better coming from somebody who has no skin in the game saying it works. And so I want to thank UNF, seriously, because you've blown my mind. And I'm so proud of what we've all created, so thank you.
So I'm just going to say yoga and my stuff, we need to talk. So my name is Anne Marie Knight. I'm the Administrator for Community Relations at Mayo Clinic. And in the discussion earlier, you heard a little bit about the Community Health Needs Assessment. And so this document that gets shared with the community to help improve the health of the community is a base for most of our work around community relations. But it's very high level. There's county data, there's health zone data, and as our colleagues heard in our Wicked Problem, we wanted to get to the root, if we could. So the biggest impact that I see coming out of this data is the opportunity to use it for our future good, but as well for the community to take advantage of the information. So when we look at all this data, maybe your resources are limited in your outreach, and you would want to maybe have a little bit more of a narrow impact. You can see where you can focus. And when we think about communities and we talk about the village, we always talk about the village getting the support. You know, we need the village. Well, now we can identify mini villages within our city. So I think the big impact, where's my team? The big impact is that you've created a tool that we can share across the community, and I thank you for that. Second question was?
Third one is what's next? How are you going to continue forward?
Okay, so it's easy what's going to happen forward. We are going to peel back that data. What you saw was only a glimpse and a quick high level. At Mayo, we're going to do a deep dive to see, you know, where are our best opportunities to contribute to change in the future, and we hope that's what actually our community leaders will do as well. I just want to do a quick shout out to the health department because they were a key partner in this effort as well. The data is not owned by any one organization. It is a community-wide data, and the health department was integral to making sure we could put this information together. So,
thank you. So stay on the stage.
Okay.
So